Guys, welcome to the 180 Podcast, the show where we interview barbers who have used barbering as a tool to change their lives, to do a 180, if you will. I'm your host, Dexter, and today's episode, I think, is one that you're not going to want to miss. If you are a barber trying to raise your price, scale your business, or break through limiting beliefs, this episode is for you. Because today I have our guest, Joey, a barber who scaled to premium 100 and officially put down the clippers. Is it 2 years ago, Joey?
It was in 2023. It's going to be this month, 2023. So 2 years ago this month. Yep.
2 years ago this month, officially put down the clippers and now helps hundreds of barbers monthly with business strategies and mindset shifts, hopping on calls all the time, talking to barbers around the world. So we'll be breaking down his biggest struggles that he faced once he was a barber, biggest struggles that barbers face, and also overcome mindset blocks and what it really takes to scale to that premium price. So without further ado, I'd like to officially introduce our guest for today. Joey, thank you for being here today, my friend.
Yes, sir. Let's fucking go.
Yes, sir. Now, I would say your last name, but I'm afraid I'm going to butcher it. So can you say it for us for the one time?
It's Maluski.
Maluski, Joey Maluski. Yes, sir. Awesome, man. Well, we're going to dive right into there. I always like to start with this, right? When it comes to barbering, right? How old are you? How old were you when you started? And what really got you into barbering?
I'm 25 years old right now. I started March 2020 when the pandemic hit. So I was 20 years old, about to be 21.
Gotcha.
Yep. Started during the pandemic. What got me into barbering? To be honest, like I always used to cut like not always, but I mean, back in the day, parents never really took us to our barber shop. My mom used to cut our hair. I have 3 brothers. Mom used to take like a one guard and just shave our heads like once a year on a barber stool, or on a bar stool in our kitchen. And I never really like valued haircuts that much. I thought it was like I was worried about other shit, honestly, growing up. That was like getting like a haircut from a barber was like luxury to me in my family.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I picked up clippers. Like I cut my brother's hair when my mom we were tired of the buzz cuts back in the day. I never thought about being a barber. I never learned how to use clippers, was never consistent. I maybe did that once a year for maybe like 2 or 3 years. And then, so I was like, always had it like in the back of my head. Again, never really thought I was going to do it, but it interested me a little bit.
Sure.
And then when the pandemic hit, I was in a fraternity in college. I went to SUNY Oneonta in upstate New York. It's from. But yeah, I had a barber in my fraternity who, when the pandemic hit, he was scared to cut hair because, COVID and stuff. So I was like, damn, who's going to cut our hair?
Yeah.
And he's like, you should. All right, let me try it. I mean, we're in lockdown, couldn't go anywhere. So I'm like, yeah, let me just try this thing. One of his best friends is also my fraternity, like knew how to cut hair low key, but like never really took it serious. So I asked him how to walk me through how to do like a high skin fade. We call it the big blends. It's like a 2 on top high skin fade. And then he walked me through it in like 2 hours, and I did it. And I was like, damn, that was kind of cool because he taught me how to like use a lever and shit.
Yeah.
All right, dope, cool. And then I just tried it on my frat brothers, like all the people in my fraternity. Like, I mean, I lived in a frat house. No one was going anywhere. So I used my boy's clippers. He gave me a pair, and I just started practicing. I literally learned how to use scissors with a comb and grass out in my lawn, like learning how to like cut the hair. I never went to barber school. I never got I never did any of that. So I just like learned how to pick up the hair through grass and a comb and then use like safety scissors. That's what I had.
That's insane. That's actually insane, man. That's pretty tough. You know, it's kind of funny is I've been doing a couple interviews, and it's funny how like for a lot of people, barbering just kind of almost it felt like it fell into their lap. It was something that they tried.
Yeah.
And then they kind of realized like, man, I can do something with this. You know what I mean? I can make this a trade and start taking this serious. And speaking of taking it serious, I mean, I remember when I joined the program, the New Era Barbering, right? Elevated Mentorship, and you were there, and you were kind of like top dog there. And I'm really interested in kind of hearing your journey when it came to scaling your price to that premium price of $100 and the mindset that kind of went with there. So I kind of want to first, before we dive into that, I just kind of want to talk about what made you decide to really just stop cutting hair full time and to start talking to barbers and helping barbers.
Yeah, it's a great question. Well, I mean, like so again, I was barbering for about a year and a half at that time. And when I first joined the mentorship, to give you some context, so I was kind of for about a year and a half. And I did work in one barbershop that let me work there without a license. It was a great experience for the most part, but I just realized, like, man, like these guys were just miserable, like complaining all day. Like, I mean, they were making good money. They had nice cars and stuff like that, but I mean, they were just busting out like 30, 40 haircuts a day, just rushing me all the time. And like I realized like I want to focus more on quality instead of like quantity. So like, dude, why don't we guys like raise the pricing so we do less, like actually focus on the haircuts? Like, nah, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. All this different types of stuff. So I knew I didn't want to be like that. And then when I actually did the mentorship, because I needed help getting new clients, I actually quit that barbershop. Long story. If you guys want to see like how that happened, stuff like that, there's also an interview I had with Daniel Deluxe when I was like in the middle of the program. We had a customer interview when I was getting really good results. I would recommend watching that. It'll give you like a lot of context as well. But yeah, man. Anyway, I didn't want to be like that. So when I started learning from Elwood Mentorship and I started like learning how you could like really scale up a lot faster, and like a lot of these barbers were complaining, they hate their lives, they're overworked, they have no time for themselves. I mean, they have no time to, can I curse on here?
Yeah, absolutely.
They have no time to fucking take a piss, shit, or eat during the day. They're just cutting all day, just miserable. And I'm like, man, I don't want to be like that. So I felt like learning the truth. Like, I feel like I was like really learning the truth. It was like, wow, like you can really do a lot more if you just know what to do. So I started to see the vision of like where this was going, how the mentorship was going. And again, when I first did the program, we had these coaches and all that. It was just Daniel running the shit. And it's like people who believed in him and people were actually getting results. So I saw the vision. I'm like, wow, this could be so big one day. So fast forward, I was charging $75 a cut, $90 a beard. And Daniel asked me to become a coach in the program to help other barbers scale because we're getting worldwide now. We're needing more help. So he wanted people who knew what the hell they were doing. So I'm like, yeah, dude, absolutely. I would love to do that. And I was thinking about moving to Florida at the time, which where I currently live now. But I was like, wow, like if I can like start making money, like, and helping other barbers and like still cutting hair and like working less and making like, I can like go wherever the hell I want to. And like, that's really sparked my interest, like working like online, like helping people out.
Yeah.
See, my name is Josie on here. I guess I messed that up, but my name's Joey. I saw that. But yeah, I mean, I started like helping barbers scale up through being coached, through being a coach inside the program because I was reaching like 10 million views a video. I was getting paid like $12,000 per video. I was having I was getting sponsored by Stylecraft and Gamma. They were sending me shit all the time. It was fucking dope. And I was like, wow, I can really like help other people out who were in my situation.
Yeah.
You know? So again, I just saw the vision, man, and I just capitalized on it. And I mean, eventually I just didn't have to cut hair anymore. I was making really good money and I was saving up, making investments. I had the opportunity to move to Florida, so I did. So I just left all my clientele that I finally built up after another year and a half of me going from charging 30 to 100, making $15K a month. So I saved up my money. I was being responsible with it. I was like, man, this is the time for me to do it. I'm an action taker. I'm a risk taker. I left my whole clientele.
Wow.
And then I was about to start cutting in Florida, and that's when I became a full-time coach, so I didn't even need to cut hair anymore. So I was like, wow, that was crazy quick. Like I just got in and out, made $15K a month, scaling my business. And if I just know for a fact, God forbid, anything were to ever happen, ever, I could go wherever I wanted to, bro, and scale my business so quick. If I just got to get back into cutting hair, maybe like a month, maybe get into like a walk-in shop for a month, get my skills back. And then, bro, I would scale give me 6 months, I'll get $200 a haircut, no problem.
Yeah, 100%. I believe it, bro. I believe it. You're a beast, man. And you have so much expertise, bro. And I really want to dive deep into this episode for these guys that are listening. I hope that a lot of you guys listening here is like, barbering has so many different opportunities, so many different routes that you can go. And Joey's just Joey's just a great example of that, man. Great example of, you never know where the industry is going to take you, right? And what opportunities present itself if you put yourself out there. And seeing that has been inspiring to me. I know it's been inspiring to a bunch of barbers, man. And I'm glad that you're hopping on the podcast to really share that. Now, talking about that, I mean, like you said, bro, you scaled up from $30 to $100. What were some of like the biggest lessons you learned from charging $100 for a haircut?
From charging $100 haircut, that I mean, there's a bunch, honestly. I'll try to give you like three really important ones. I think the people that are around you right now, let's say if you're not charging $100 a haircut, let's say if you're charging 30, 40, 50, 60, whatever it is, the people around you right now are not going to be the people that are going to get you to your goal. So like a big thing is like, why are barbers so focused on keeping all their current clientele? Because I know they create relationships with these people, they know these people, they're family members, they're friends, right? But if we know that these people are not going to get us to our goal, then why are we focusing on creating and maintaining the relationship with these people if we know they're not going to, again, get us to our goal, right? It's like, give me an analogy. It's like LeBron James. You think he's going to like want to keep all his friends from like his high school basketball team who's talked shit about him in the locker room, telling him he was never going to make it, or that he was crazy for wanting to go to the NBA one day, right? Of course, some people supported him and they saw his vision, but a lot of people talked shit about LeBron James then and now, right? Still one of the most successful basketball players of all time, right? It's like everyone's always going to have something to say. You can't listen if they don't understand your vision. You're the only one who knows your own vision, right? So the people around you are not going to get you there. Then you have to focus on building those relationships and finding the people who are going to get you there. And that's probably the most important thing. Again, another thing is that people are willing to pay for what they value, right? Again, like people always tell me like, oh, in my area, people, there's not a high income area. It's a small town. People don't buy luxury stuff. Do people drive BMWs in your area? Do people drive Mercedes in your area? Do they go on vacations? Do they go buy Louis Vuitton and Gucci? Some of the poorest people I know have the nicest jewelry, have the nicest clothes, have the nicest cars. They have no money. Because they spend all the money on things that help them make no money, and they don't spend money on things that help them make more money.
Yeah.
Right? So again, people are only going to buy what they value. Some people who have no money, who wear all the nicest things, who wear like those fake chains. I mean, I go to all these barber events too, man. Everyone's wearing all these fake chains, dude, and like they're trying to like look so fly to impress people, but they're still living check to check. It's like, dude, get your priorities straight, man. Right? So I had to get big lesson right here, right? Get your priorities straight. Don't spend your money on shit that doesn't make you any money. Spend your money on things that are making you more money. Again, people are going to buy what they value.
Right.
So again, if you don't think people are willing to pay $100 a haircut, how do you know? You don't, because you're not doing anything to actually get those $100 clients. You're working to maintain the $30 clients.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's another big thing. I think I'll stop there. That's another big thing. People around you, and like, again, people are going to buy what they value. All right.
100%.
So, there's people out there, you're just not doing anything to get them.
Yeah. Yeah. So to recap, like big lessons for you, man, is what you learned while you were scaling is realizing like, hey, the people that I'm at 30 and 40, they're not going to be there all the way. And you got comfortable with that fact and understood that you're going to have to make some sacrifices to get to that price point. And number two is being smart with your finances, right? Investing in the right things and understanding that to get to that price, you're going to have to change your mindset, right? You can't have that mindset of, well, nobody's going to be willing to pay that. I think a lot of barbers do struggle with that. It's like you said, but I love that analogy, man. Is anybody driving BMWs at your location? You know what I mean? That's true, man. People will spend money for whatever it is that they want. And there are people who value a haircut at that price point. Love that.
Yeah. To add something real quick, because I do talk to hundreds of barbers all the time. I mean, you wouldn't believe, some of you guys wouldn't believe the barbers that I talk to. All right. And again, I'm not going to give any specific names or anything like that, but I've talked to barbers where they have a 580 credit score. They're driving a brand new Mercedes with a 20% interest rate. They're paying $1,200 a month. And they're making $2,000 a month. Right. So again, they're spending their money on things that don't make them any money, that actually hurts them financially. And if you're that person, look at yourself in the mirror, bro. Dude, you're not doing the right things. Oh, but I got swayed into the deal. I got to do this. Dude, no one forced you to do nothing. It was your own choice.
Wow.
You picked up the pen and signed that thing.
Wow.
That's one more thing I'm going to add, right? Top 3 reasons. Okay. A lot of people, actually, let me just stop there. That's probably another question. I'll probably answer that later. But, like, dude, like, look at your situation, understand where you're at, and like, do the right thing, man. Just don't be a dumbass.
Yeah. Facts. Now, speaking of that, before we really go into those common barber struggles, I guess like for you, when you started raising your prices and charging premium prices, what's like a couple things or one thing that you really struggled with when you were doing that?
Yeah. Judgment of friends, family, judgment. They're like, oh, dude, like all of a sudden people like project their own insecurities onto you and then make you feel bad for it. Like, oh, you think you're better than me? Or I've had barber friends tell me that. I've had friends tell me that. Like, oh, I've been with you since the beginning. It's like, dude, you were also getting a good deal. You were getting free haircuts, bro. Like, what do you want? You were getting something, I was giving something, and you were getting something, right? I was getting the experience, you were getting free haircuts. I was charging $10, I was getting a little bit better. You paid for the service, right? We're doing each other a favor. It's not, you were just doing me a favor. I was also giving you the haircut.
Right.
So a lot of people are like, oh, you've been with me since the beginning. I haven't talked to so many friends because they're like, oh, you think you're just better than me? When I went up from like 40 to like $65 a cut, I think was like the biggest price jump that I had right in the beginning. Like, why don't you just go up to 100? Like, who do you think you are? Like, oh, he thinks he's someone now. It's like, bro, like, I'm literally just trying to like put myself in a better position and like take care of my family and like do the things I need to do for my own life and like reach my own goals. If you truly don't support me, I feel you. You don't have to come get a haircut from me. Like, we could still be friends, bro. But you don't have to like treat me like I'm like all of a sudden better than you, or like you think that I'm like you may try to make me feel like I'm like being a dick for some reason. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
I'm literally doing this. I'm putting myself first finally, and like everyone like always has a problem with that. Right.
Yeah.
Another big thing is like saying no. Like, dude, I used to be such a fucking people pleaser, man. Like say yes to everything. Yes, this, yes, that. Like a big thing I learned in the program is just like, again, protect yourself. You got to learn how to say no. Right. I cut out a lot of drinking, a lot of smoking, stop going out to party. Again, I used to be in the fraternity and in a party school. So I used to do some crazy stuff and I don't do
You?
any of that stuff anymore. Yeah, I don't do any of that stuff anymore, man. It's just like, yeah, I mean, again, just going back to like, again, having priorities, like getting your priorities straight, right? And just like not caring what people are going to say. Like, again, the most successful people in the world, I don't care if you like Donald Trump or if you like him or if you don't. I don't care if you like Jeff Bezos, if you like him, if you don't. These people are successful, right? For a reason, because they put themselves first, because they're smart with their shit. I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, you just got to make choices that are going to like benefit you until you can actually start taking care of other people.
Right. I think a lot of people are unsettled with that fact. Barbers, me, myself included, struggle with that even to this day, is putting yourself first, right? And it's like, it's the analogy of when you're on a plane, right? And, like the masks go down and you stop breathing. Like, what's the first step that you do, right? You first put the mask over yourself so then that you can go ahead and help other people. You want to start with yourself so that you can help other people. I think, I kind of butchered that analogy, but that analogy right there kind of showcases like when it comes to your life, like a lot of barbers and a lot of people, if you're listening, I know you have big goals. You want to help your family. You want to take care of people that you love, right? It starts with you first, taking care of yourself and putting yourself in a better position to do that, right? So I think that's really what you're touching on. And I think that's so valuable, man. Those lessons that you learned as a barber. Now, you
add
said
that
it
real quick. Sorry to cut you off. To add to that real quick, because a lot of barbers that I hear too are like, I want to be for the community. I want to be for like, I want to be affordable for like everyone else. Right. Right. I want to make an impact in my community. Right. I want to be there for everyone. I want to be available to everybody. If you ask yourself, how much impact are you really giving right now? Only making this much money a month, having limited resources, having no time to do anything, right? Being available for everybody. Versus, let's say if you were to scale to $100 a haircut, sure, you're not cutting everybody in your community. You have people in your community, but why are you going to limit yourself to your community, number one? Why don't you impact more people, right? By scaling up your pricing, working less, having way more income and more time, so you can do bigger events for people, right? Oh, I go to these events and, I do free haircuts to them. Why don't you make an event? Because you have the money to do so. You have the time to do so. Why don't you do that? All right. How much more impact could you actually have for your community if you had way more resources? If you could donate to food banks, imagine donating $5,000 a month because you're making $20K a month and you're still making another $15K a month. To do what things don't do. Imagine the impact you'd have for that. You can't do that right now because you're living check to check, or you're tight on finances, cutting a lot of heads, trying to be for the community when you're really just hurting yourself. And again, if you put yourself first, you can take care of yourself and everyone else around you way more. I would say that's a big thing that I help a lot of barbers with. Well,
yeah. That's big picture stuff right there. That's what I was going to dive into, was the fact that you literally work with barbers. That is your job, is you hop on calls, you help barbers build out game plans. And you talk to, I know, hundreds of barbers a month. I really want to dive into that, the common barber struggles, right, and breakthroughs with people that you talk to on a daily basis, barbers around the world. So when you talk to the barbers about like core problems in their business, what are some answers that you're seeing, or what are you noticing when it comes to that?
Yeah. So there's really like three, like I kind of like pictures, like there's like three main categories of like problems that people have in their life and their business. Okay. So we'll talk about like the actual like business problem is, again, a lot of barbers, again, there's three main business problems that we help with, that a lot of barbers struggle with, right? It's marketing, tracking, and scaling pricing, right? A lot of barbers don't know how to get their own new clients. They rely on barbershops to get their own new clients, so they don't know how to build up their own clientele, right? They don't know how to scale up their pricing, right? To be able to work less, make more, be able to make more impact. And they just don't track anything. So they have no idea what's really going on. And the biggest thing, if we're not tracking anything, what gets tracked gets managed, right? And if we're not managing anything, we're not tracking anything, we're guessing. And then we just make decisions based on how we feel or what we feel like's going on, instead of like what's actually going on. Like, bro, wake up. All right.
Yeah.
So that's category number one, is like the actual business problem. Two, it's like the personal problems that the business problem is causing personal problems, right? So it's like, okay, I'm not making enough money, or I need to make more, I need to get more new clients, right? So the problem is I don't know how to get new clients, or I don't know how to get higher paying clients. So I'm stuck. And now I have to work extra hours. Now I have to spend less time with my family. Now I have to overwork myself. Now I can't invest into, retirement. Now I can't do these things, right? So these are personal problems that bleed into the business because we are not actually fixing the business problems, right? Or, I'm stuck, I'm overworked, I'm undervalued. I hear these things all the time, every single day, right? I'm not making enough money. I'm living check to check. I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul, right? It's like, again, if we just knew how to get new clients, right? If you actually knew how to take control of your business, if you tracked your stuff, you measured it, you managed it, you learned marketing, not just how to cut hair, the barber side of things, but the business side of things, learn the business skills that you needed to, these personal problems most likely would not be an issue for you. You would not have to rob Peter to pay Paul. You wouldn't be living check to check if you know how to get your own new clients. You wouldn't be overworked if you know how to get higher paying clients in the business. If your marketing is really good, so you can work less, make more, spend more time with the family. You wouldn't have these issues with your wife. You wouldn't be missing out on special moments with your kids if you know how to get higher paying clients. You have more control of your schedule. You'd be able to travel a lot more. You'd be able to see the world. You'd be able to do a lot of the things you want to do if you actually had the skills in the business, not just in skill set as far as cutting hair.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's category number 2, the personal problems. So it's business problems, personal problems, and I say the core problem. What's really holding you back from actually figuring out how to solve the business problems so you can fix the personal problems, right? What is holding you back? What is it? And I want you guys to think about this at home. What's the biggest reason why most people, not just barbers, but just anybody, never gets through goals? A lot of people never get through their goals. Think about that for a second. All right. What's the biggest reason why people don't take action on the things they know they need to fix to get to their goals? Think about that. It's fear. It's complacency. It's being comfortable. No urgency. No risk taking. Right? They just don't take action. A lot of people not take action, right? Because they're scared of change, right? When we all know change is good. They're scared of like growing pains. When you grow, you're going to have pains, right? You're going to go through adversity. You're going to go through challenges. People would rather just stay where they're at, right? So these are the core problems, right? Why are we not doing the things that we know we need to actually get to where we want to go, right? I'm scared. What happens if I lose my clients? Bro, you know how to get 50 to 100 new clients a month. It's not going to be an issue for you. A lot of people, again, they make decisions based on their circumstances and short-term thinking versus their vision and long-term thinking, the long-term benefit. What happens if I lose my clients? Dude, you're going to lose clients. If you raise your pricing $5, if you move down the street, you're going to lose clients, bro.
Yeah.
Like, let's stop thinking so short-term, because if we keep doing this, what do you think's end up happening? What happens if we never get past this fear of like investing into yourself or learning a new skill or making some change in the business? What happens if you just stay comfortable because you think your shit's good? Because you're making $8K a month. Sure. That's great. You're making $100K per year. Congratulations. You're a 6-figure barber, but you have $6K a month in expenses, right? Congratulations, dude. No, you did yourself dirty, man. Right?
Yeah. Back
Dude,
to
you're
square
telling
one.
yourself.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying back to square one on that. That's phenomenal, guys. Guys, that is great. And that last part especially, like that's a big mindset thing. Would you say that's like the biggest struggle that barbers have, is that mindset?
Yeah. Dude, not just barbers, anybody, bro. You got to like realize, man, it's like, again, you're just not pushing yourself to do the things that you need to do. Right. And again, because you think, again, another reason is that a lot of people just lie to themselves, man. Like, dude, everybody does it. Everybody does it. You look in the mirror. Let's just give an example. You're fat as shit, right? I tell this to barbers all the time, right? Let's just say you're fat as shit. You're 100 pounds overweight. I'm sorry for the guys who are overweight, but dude, you need to do something about it, man. Seriously, right? There's issues that come with that, right? It's not healthy. So it's like, let's say you're 100 pounds overweight. You're fat as shit. You look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, and you tell yourself every day, man, I'm going to hit the gym. I'm going to hit the gym. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to eat healthier. And you don't do anything about it because you're like, you know what? It's not that bad. It could be worse. Right? It's like, yeah, I'm making more money. I ask you all the time, dude, is this really where you want to be at? They're like, yeah, it's okay, but I want to be doing better. Well, which one is it? You have to decide. Because if you look at yourself in the mirror and you tell yourself, let's say again, we're fat as shit. Yeah, I'm all right. I know I could be doing better, but it's not that bad. But you're straight lying to yourself, man. Like, you can be doing better, but you're not doing the work that it takes. Right? Wow. Again, the core problem is, again, you're lying to yourself. You're not being honest with yourself. And how does you feel like that impacts everyone around you? Right? It impacts so much more than what you think, right? Again, if you're comfortable, You're making 8K a month, but you have all these high ass expenses. You have people to take care of. You have kids to take care of. You can't do anything. You're overworked. You're stressed out all the time. Can you really be present with your family? How do you think that impacts you? Because you're like, yeah, man, but I'm a successful barber. I make 8K a month. I charge $50 a cut. Like, cool, dude. You're really hurting people more than helping them. Like, sure, you're able to take care of bills, bro. That's awesome. Everyone should be able to do that. And you have the power to do that. It's a choice. It's a choice to decide enough is enough. I'm actually going to make some changes. It's a hard choice to make because now we have to stop making decisions on our circumstances and we have to start making them on the vision.
Yeah. Wow.
No matter what the circumstances are. Because if you continue to make decisions on your circumstances, nothing's ever going to change.
Mm-hmm. Would you say, and that's really awesome, bro. I'm like, usually I have to add on to stuff, but bro, that I couldn't have said it any better than that, bro. I'm there. So going on to the next question, bro, like what you work with barbers when they first start out in the program and you see them get successful, right? You see them have that mindset shift. What's like the biggest difference in mindset that you see between barbers that were stuck at $30 and now charging premium prices, or stuck at like that lower income level and are now making 15, 20, 30K a month? What's the biggest difference that you're seeing mindset with them?
Just got their priorities straight, making decisions on their vision, not making excuses anymore, not bullshitting, just doing what they're supposed to be doing, just being honest with themselves, right? I think it's really simple. It's like, I mean, obviously, again, you got to like learn the skills as far as like marketing, tracking. That's not really mindset stuff. That's more like, again, the business problem, right? But it's again, they just overcome the core problem. Like enough is enough.
Yeah.
Right. And they listen to the reason why they need to overcome this problem. And I would ask yourselves at home, right? Because everyone's like, dude, I just want to make more money. Everyone wants to make more fucking money, dude. Dexter, you want to make more money? I want to make more money. Dude, Donald Trump wants to make more money. Jeff Bezos wants to make more money. Everybody wants to make more money. But again, why do most people not make more money? Why do they stay at their 9 to 5 when they have this really good business idea? Or why do people do this? All right. Because they don't have a reason why they really need to do it, man. Because it just sounds good. Right. You need to ask yourself, like, why do I really need to do this? If you don't have a reason why, you're going to continue to keep doing what you're doing. Yeah. That's okay if you're comfortable. Like, that's awesome, right? Not that it's a bad thing whatsoever. But if you have bigger goals that you want to get to, you need to have a reason why you need to do that, right? Talking to this guy the other day, he's like, man, I just want a fucking Lambo. I want to be able to do all this different shit, right? Okay, but like, why does that really drive you though, right? Oh, man, because it's going to be fun. Okay, awesome. Well, to be honest with you, dude, like what we do, it takes a lot of hard work. And like once shit started getting hard, once stuff starts getting hard, your motivation for a lot of stuff dies out. The only thing that's really going to continue to push you is your reason why you need to really do it, right? Do you need to have a Lambo? Probably not, right? Do a lot of people have Lambos? Sure. A lot of people not have Lambos? Absolutely. A lot of people want them. But are they going to do what it takes for them to get there? Probably not, because they don't have a strong enough reason why they need to even do that, right? It's not really what's important to them. You have to ask yourself, why do I even need to make a change to begin with, right? If I'm 100 pounds overweight, why do I even need to do this, right? You got to find that reason why and stick to it. Look at it every single day. A lot of people have a lot of different reasons why. Some people it's Lamborghinis. That's really what they want deep down inside. Some people want to be able to take care of their families. They want to be able to retire their wives or their parents, or if they're young, or they want to be able to, have more time for their kids or whatever it is, be more present. There's so many different reasons why people want to do different things, right? Everyone has different driving factors, motivation, stuff like that. You just have to find yours. And I think, again, big thing is, again, a lot of our private clients, they focus on the reason why every single day, and they don't give up. They're relentless. Again, they're focusing on their vision, why they need to do it, not making excuses why they can.
Wow. The difference between someone who's 30 and 100 is getting clear, self-reflecting on what is your why, what is your North Star, and then trying to go and drive yourself to that North Star every single day. That's the difference that I'm hearing. Phenomenal. Let's kind of talk into the strategies and game plans of that, right? Barber struggling. Maybe there is a barber here who really wants to take that next step, right? So how should a barber go from charging $30 and scaling up to 100? Like, what are your thoughts on that? How can they do that?
It's impossible, dude. It's impossible.
Right. You heard it here first, bro.
So, I mean, it's almost always going to come down to, again, three main things. Talked about this before, right? It's, again, learning the business side of things, right? Marketing, tracking what's working for you so we're not guessing, and then learning how to scale pricing. Right. Okay. There's three reasons why person who's watching right now, if you're a barber, if you're not charging $100 a haircut, why you're not doing that right now, And I don't want to hear, well, but I have clients that pay me $100 a haircut, or I have this, service where I'm, scraping their nose and, giving them, massages and rubbing their feet and licking their toes and doing all this different stuff to get them. I'm talking about just a basic haircut. A basic haircut, $100. Right. There's only three reasons why you're not doing that. One, your marketing is not good enough. It's either not reaching enough people, or we're not creating enough value in the marketing. Number two, again, we're not tracking anything in the business to understand what's really going on so we can make decisions moving forward. Can I give you an example of this? Not a barber example, because I'm going to get the gems right here. I'm a gatekeep a little bit. Just kidding. But so if we take Apple, for example, right?
Yeah.
They raise pricing all the time, right? On their iPhones, right? Everyone knows this, right? They raise their pricing pretty much every year. You guys think that Apple guesses on when to raise their pricing or how much they should go up by or what to improve in the new iPhone? No, they use data and tracking to understand what is going on in their business. So they know what to do. So instead of guessing, they can make data-based decisions. A lot of barbers are very artistic people, not really good with numbers overall. Again, not really good on the business side of things. So they don't have that dialed in. They start guessing. They start making decisions based on how they feel. Oh, but I feel like it's just an art. I love it so much. I'm just so passionate about it. I don't care. I can cut for, it's not about the money. If it wasn't about the money, you'd be cutting for free. It's about the money, bro. Right?
Facts.
So again, they're not tracking the right things. And then number three, again, they just don't know when to raise their pricing. They don't know how much to go up by. And they don't know how many clients they're going to lose because, again, they're guessing, right? They're not tracking the right things. So you need to learn how to market yourself. Social media is the most powerful tool in 2025. It's been the most powerful tool for the past 10 years now. And people are still doing, which is good. Word of mouth, referrals, all that stuff works, right? Like, again, most barbers, what they do, word of mouth, referrals, walk-ins, Google reviews, Booksy app, the Cut app, Squire, the Cut app, or, Vagaro, right? They're doing, business cards, T-shirts, right? All this different types of stuff, right? And all that stuff, does it work? Absolutely. But again, we're reaching a very limited amount of people doing the same thing as everyone else.
Sure.
You guys know what the definition of being insane is? It's doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. So every other barber in your area and every other barber you've ever talked to who doesn't charge $100 a haircut is giving you the advice to do the same things I just told you is exactly what you're doing to get new clients. Then why are we going to continue to do the same thing and just expect different results and just start blaming the area or start blaming, my location or blaming my clients, right? It's not them, dude. It's you. You're not doing the things to get the higher paying clients. It's not the area. The area can be an issue if you can do the same thing as everyone else. Because you're creating no separation. You're reaching a very limited amount of people competing for the same clients that every other barber in your area is competing for. Right. So again, how to get you $100 a haircut? You got to focus on getting new, higher paying clients. You got to track your shit, track your social media so you know what's working for you, track your business, you know what's working for you, and then scale up your business accordingly based on supply and demand. Super simple shit, man, that people just, it's just about the art, dude. Just about how good I can cut. Yeah. When if it really was, sorry, I'm a talker right now. But if it was really about the skill set, then why is Taylor Swift one of the highest female paid singers of all time? I can guarantee that there's some female singing right now while we're recording this, singing in the shower right now, who's 10 times better than Taylor Swift. But no one knows who she is because she's not putting herself out there.
Gas, bro. Oh my gosh, dude, banger, bro. So I guess for you, when you're thinking about barbers who have succeeded in scaling, right? And we're talking about strategies, game plans for them. What's like key systems or habits that you notice in them, in the multiple barbers that you have worked with who scale successfully?
Key systems as far as like the business side of things?
Yeah, or habits or things that you notice that they do on a daily basis to get those results.
Yeah. Discipline, obviously, is like biggest one. Discipline, doing what you're supposed to be doing even when you don't want to do it. I'm a guy who still struggles with that. I think a lot of people do, but the more disciplined you can be, and you just have to just realize like success is just, it isn't rocket science. Your inputs, what you do every single day, equals the result. So if you don't track your shit, you don't manage your money, the result is you're not going to be really good with your money. If you're not marketing yourself every single day, putting yourself out there, you're not going to get the new clients that you want. If you don't know how to reach more people, if you don't learn the skills, you're not going to get the higher paying clients. Right. So again, you got to focus on what you can control, create a systemized schedule for yourself where you can block out 30 minutes to an hour every single day. And yeah, you might have to work a little bit more right now, get out of your situation, but eventually it's going to play good long term. Right. If you like set an hour per day to edit the freaking video, to study, to track your finances, all in that hour. Or if you just be disciplined with what you're supposed to be doing, with what you know you're supposed to be doing, you don't let go of that. You look at your reason why. This is why I need to do it. Man, I don't want to fucking do it. I would rather smoke weed today. I want to go chill with my boys. Like, dude, if you just do what the fuck you're supposed to be doing, you're going to get the result. There's no way around it. You don't just do everything you're supposed to be doing and then just not get the result. It's not how life works, right? The reason why you're not getting the results is because you're not doing what the fuck you're supposed to be doing. It's as simple as that. Simple as that.
Focusing on those inputs. Focusing on those inputs.
On the inputs, absolutely.
Wow. So as you, like, let's look at the month of January, right? As you talk to hundreds of barbers this past month, you know, we're in February now. What's like the one piece of advice that you find yourself giving to those barbers the most?
That'd be a good one. I have to think about that. What's the one piece of advice that I give to them the most on barbers I've talked to this past month? Like, I would say the biggest piece of advice I would give that I've been giving to people recently is, again, just like helping them overcome their core problem. I guess it really wouldn't be advice. The advice I would give would be like, okay, so I want you to think about it. What happens if you don't overcome being complacent, right? If you just let complacency hold you back? What happens if you just get them to think, honestly? Think, motherfucker. Hey, take some time and think about this. What happens if you don't overcome being fearful? What happens if you continue to not take risk? What happens if you continue to, again, not get out of your comfort zone? What happens if you continue to let other people's judgment hold you back? Right? What happens if you don't overcome this? What do you think is going to end up happening? Nothing. You're saying this, you're going to just keep doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So what do you think you need to do? Right? What do you think you need to do, despite how you feel, right? Your emotional decision. Logically, what do you think you need to do if you actually want to get to your goal? You're going to have to overcome this in some sort of way. And it may not be today, it may not be tomorrow. It's a hard thing to do. It's hard. Like, it's not easy to just like, oh yeah, bet. I'm just going to just not give a fuck anymore. Like, dude, it's like drilled into you. All your beliefs are drilled into you. It's hard to overcome that. But you have to overcome it if you actually want to get to that goal. If you're okay with it, if you're okay with where you're at right now, that's fine. I'm really happy for you. Right? That's all most people want to do, is just be okay with where they're at. If you're okay with where you're at, fuck yeah. Really happy for you. But if you're not, if you actually want to make more money, if you really want it, then you have to overcome this thing. Right? That's like the biggest piece of advice, is like, think about this. Like, what is your reason why? Why do you need to overcome this?
Yeah.
Right? That's just for anyone in general, right? If they're going to like quit their job and go all in on barbering, or quit their job and start their own business, whatever they want to do, or, you know, let go of the fear of like, oh, what if this doesn't work out? Well, we know if it doesn't work out, you can just continue to keep doing the same thing you've always done. What if it does work out, right? Then you actually get there. But if you never take that step, you never overcome that fear, what if it doesn't work out? Nothing's ever going to change.
Yeah.
So you have to take that step if it's something you actually want to do. And don't lie to yourself. Don't say that you want it and then not do anything about it. Do something about it.
Do something about it. Great advice. Great advice. This episode was just packed full of gems. Packed full of gems. If you're a barber listening to this, I know that this has been a blessing to you guys. But I want to ask you one final question, Joey. You know, if there's a barber listening that's stuck right now, right? What's the first thing you tell them to do today to start moving forward?
I'll give them 3 steps. Give them even more gems, right? Yeah, we talked about this whole episode. Think about your why, right? Think about, do you need help with this? And if you feel like you need help with this, reach out for help. Again, that's just for anyone in general. I don't care if it's barbering. I don't care if it's copywriting. I don't care if it's like being a car salesman. I don't care if it's like anything, bro. If you're struggling with something, reach out for help. It's a choice. Choose to be better and look for help versus just trying to keep doing it by yourself, because we know what keep doing it by yourself is always done, right? So think about your reason why. Do I need to make a change? Do I actually want to make more money? Why? Why do you want to do that? I forgot the second one I said, but then reach out for help.
Yeah. Yeah.
What did I say?
That was it.
Reach out for help. Yeah.
Fire though.
Right? Why do you want to do this? Think about your why. And if it's something then decide again if you need help or not. If you don't need help with it, great. Okay, cool. You have some clarity for yourself. Let me start attacking this thing, right? Choose to attack it. If you need help or not. If you need help, reach out. If you don't, dude, it's awesome, man. I'm glad you got it figured out perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah. Real, bro. Real. Now, let's say someone does need help, right? Someone does need help. And this isn't really like a question, but I want people to be able to know that they can talk to you, right? New Era of Barbering, Elevated Mentorship. This is what we do. This is what Daniel's been doing for 5 years. What we do is we help barbers take that next step, get to that next level. So where can people connect with you if they want to learn more, if they want to talk to you a little bit more about this? Where can they connect with you?
Impossible. I'm
too busy,
yeah,
bro.
you can send me a message at Malublens, MILEWBLENDZ. You can send me a message. My DMs are always open. You could send me, you could join our free community, the New Era community at school.com. Again, it's literally a free mentorship. Helps you with mentality, helps you with getting new clients, helps you with tracking your stuff. It's for free. You can message me on there. And then again, you can reach out to Dex. Dex can refer you to me. We can hop on a call if you guys want to talk deeper about, again, what's really holding you back, how we can help you the best, and see if it's a good fit, right? Because again, if someone just wants to, if you just want to make more money and you have no reason why, it's not a good fit. Don't bother. Don't bother reaching out to me unless you know why you actually want to do it. Because if we're going to work with somebody, we're not going to waste our time. We're going to get you the results.
Yeah.
And we don't want to work with you. You're going to bullshit, right? If you're just going to say you want to do something but not do anything about it, right? We'd rather not. Even if you get in this program, you get in this mentorship, we show you step by step what to do. If you give up because there's no reason why, whose fault really is that?
That's real. That's
right?
real.
So we need to know, why do you really want to do this? Right? Because we can help you 100%. We have over 250 barbers around the world who are making over $15K a month right now. We have barbers in Australia charging over $100 a haircut, in Canada charging over $100 a haircut, all over the United States. We have a barber in Europe charging over $100 a haircut. We have barbers in the UK charging £65 a cut, where every other barber charges 15, 20 pounds. You can't charge that in the UK. We have 2 barbers that charge over £50 a haircut over there. We have barbers in South America and third world countries driving 500, 600 kilometers away to come get a haircut from this guy. Shout out Alex Zeta on Instagram. He's in South America.
That's fine.
Barbers all around the world. We know our process works. We've been doing it for a long time. We have guys like Dex, who are also scaled up his own business, who also helps other barbers, who knows the exact process. You have guys like myself. We have a bunch of marketing guys who are fantastic, who know how to help you out. If you need the help, great. If you don't, no problem. But I just don't want to talk to you if you don't have a reason why you really need to do it. Because I'm here to help people who really want to get to their goals and have a really good reason why. And again, I'm not going to judge you on what the reason is, but you got to have a reason why you're really going to push yourself. That way you actually get the work done.
Yeah. Yeah. I just imagine barbers right now just sitting there, thinking, man, do it, guys. Figure out what that why is and get in contact with us. We would love to help you. Guys, that is a wrap for this episode on the 180 podcast. A big thank you to Joey for sharing his knowledge, gems with us. And if today's conversation helped you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share this episode with a friend who you think might need it. You never know who might need that extra push to take their next big step. And remember, the journey to success is about taking it one step and one moment of courage at a time, because it only takes one small step to do a 180. Thank you guys for listening. We'll catch you on the next episode of the 180 podcast.